Hi, I'm Jeanne Fiorini. Thanks for joining the Tarot Tips. Today we're going to talk about something that's connected to the tarot no-no that we talked about a few weeks ago, but this is a tarot yes. This is a concept to keep in mind as related to that same idea of tarot ethics, things to remember as you approach doing readings for others. I like to talk about this concept by telling a story. It's one of my favorite stories. It's something I use a lot during readings, or might even bring up if I'm having a conversation with a friend to make this specific point. And the story goes like this. There was a man named Joe who lived on the earth, and when it was time, he passed. He goes to heaven, and he meets the keeper at the gate of heaven. And the keeper says, I'm not really sure we can let you in, Joe. Joe's a little perplexed. He doesn't really understand why. So he says, well, why? And the keeper says, well, we have some concerns about you. And Joe says, well, I don't really understand that. I was a good and faithful husband. I was kind and generous with my children. I volunteered in my community. I worked in the soup kitchen. I called my mother twice a week. What more did you want me to do? And the keeper of the gate says, we wanted you to be Joe. Oh. And when you think about that, it's easy to recognize the places in our lives where we're not being authentic, where we're not really being Joe in essence. And I'm not talking about or trying to give advice about how to live your life. I'm talking about this in the context of doing readings, to bring yourself to the table. Bring yourself to the table. If you're doing readings from the perspective of how somebody else does it, or how some book said to do it, or how you think it's supposed to be done, you're really not doing as effective of a job as you could if you were being yourself. People come to readings to you for your perspective, for your point of view on life, for your personality, for your experience. Nobody has the exact experience in life that you do. And in the same way that it seems to me that clients come at the opportune time for themselves. Maybe a reading was scheduled 2 months in advance, but the day that they come tends to be, oh, I needed to hear that today, kind of a thing. Or, if you have an opening in your day that showed up unintentionally, and somebody calls and they really need something, although I don't like to do emergency room tarot, as I've stated before. Anyway, the point being that there's a purposefulness in why people have chosen you to have a reading from. And so you do them a disservice if you don't bring your Joe to the table, if you don't bring all of yourself to the reading process. So the reading, the tarot tip of today for this installment is to bring all of who you are to your readings. That's why the person is sitting in front of you instead of sitting in front of somebody else having their cards read. Be aware of it, be conscious of it as you're doing your readings, and see if you notice a difference. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time.